The 9-4 Dolphins host the 9-4 Jets on ESPN Sunday Night Football. Are you ready for the football? Bill Parcells lives for games like tonight's. So does Jimmy Johnson. But in this division war of top combatants, the battle will be fought and won by those who play.
Big-time players show up in big games, and if I want to be a big-time player, then I got to show up in these big games.
It gets no bigger for the New York Jets. Victory means the Dolphins sweeping another step closer to that elusive division crown. Miami's thinking title too, thanks to a defense built on speed and greed. But now in the season's most critical game, everything points to Dan Marino. It's the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets on ESPN Sunday Night Football. Hit it! Come on and hit it! Come on and get ready! I mean, really ready! Are you ready for the football? A Sunday night showdown! Yeah, the Jets and the Dolphins. It's always fun when they're in town. The stadium is rocking with all my rowdy friends. It's Sunday Night Football on ESPN. Let's launch this thing now. The Miami skyline on a night when the hometown Dolphins can clinch a spot in the playoffs. And a few miles north, Pro Players Stadium, where a sellout crowd is ready for the battle for first in the AFC East. Good evening, everybody. Mike Patrick along with Joe Theismann and Paul McGuire. It's great to have you with us. With a win tonight, the New York Jets can clinch a spot in the playoffs and take control of the division with only 2 weeks to go. There aren't many people who thought they would be in this position, and fewer still who believed that Vinny Testaverde, Joe, would be the guy to get them here.
You're absolutely right, Mike. Not too many people would have. But Vinny is a different type of a quarterback. He's got his team 4th in scoring in the league, and he's just not forcing the ball outside. He's always been a guy that's tried to get the ball to the wide receivers. Well, he's changed his approach. He's dumping it off now to his backs and to his tight ends. And it's a good thing, too, Mike, because tonight the Miami Dolphins are going to press those wide receivers, and he's going to have to go underneath with the ball.
And tonight he faces a defense that's #1 in the NFL in fewest points allowed, and at home giving up a measly 6.7 points a game. But, Paul, as good as that defense is, they weren't good enough to beat the Jets the first time.
Michael, defense is not a problem here in Miami. In their first meeting, Miami Dolphins scored 9 points on offense, 34 yards rushing, and a total of 154 yards. And they're not going to beat the Jets by rushing the football. The only way they're going to beat the Jets is going outside. Give this man some help. The wide receivers have to make big plays tonight.
All right, Paul. Jimmy Johnson calling tonight's game his most important in 3 years here. Bill Parcells looking to cement the lead for first. It's all next on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The Jets and the Dolphins preparing to break the tie in the AFC East. The winner clinches a playoff spot. Let's go to the sideline. Solomon Wilcots and Jimmy Johnson.
Thanks, Mike. Jimmy, your first game earlier in the season against the Jets, they really stonewalled your offense. How do you look to bounce back tonight?
Well, yeah, I think that we're going to be a lot better. I think Dan's more comfortable with the receivers, and I think we'll have a little bit more balance tonight.
You also get 2 of your offensive linemen back, Richmond Webb and Kevin Donnelly. How effective can they be in this game?
Well, they're back, but they're not at 100%. They're still banged up, but I think they're still going to be better than what we would have had with the substitutes.
Okay, thanks, Jimmy. And, Mike, the Dolphins finish out the year with games against Denver and Atlanta. A win tonight is vitally important to their hopes of making the playoffs.
Solomon, thanks. There's Bill Parcells, the only coach in Jets history with a winning record and one of 2 active coaches to win a pair of Super Bowls. The other on the opposite sideline, you just heard from him, Jimmy Johnson. The Dolphins will receive the opening kickoff from John Hall, who's done a great job with kicking the ball deep this year. John Avery back with Brock Marion waiting at the goal line for the Dolphins.
We are underway from Miami. A low line drive kick. Avery cuts it outside to the 30. Here's Miami's offense. Dan Marino with a shot at 3,000 yards. It would be his 13th, another record in his collection. Abdul-Jabbar is approaching his second 1,000-yard season. McDuffie, now fourth in the AFC in catches, has been on fire the last 5 weeks. Problems up front with multiple injuries. Webb far from 100%. Box starts for Dixon, who is out. Donnelly had knee surgery just 2 weeks ago. Their job will be to protect Dan Marino. Marino wants to throw on first down. Deep down the middle, overthrown, intended for Oronde Gadsden. The Jets defense has been stingy. Ferguson, a 7th-round pick last year, has been a wonderful surprise. 3rd on the team in tackles. At linebacker, Lewis is physical, athletic, and a great tackler. Cox has taken over as a starter. He's 2nd on the club with 5 sacks. With Aaron Glenn hurt, Ray Mickens will start at the corner. Green, the leading tackler, and is terrific in run support. Brian Cox, the 3-time Pro Bowler for the Miami Dolphins, facing his old teammates. Nice fake by Marino down the middle and through the hands of Nate Jaquette. Jaquette is by far their fastest receiver. He got behind the secondary, and it dropped right through.
But Michael, he also hasn't played very much with Dan Marino. You see the play action fake. He comes in like he's going to block the safety, and then he just turns up the field. Now he's looking. He just loses sight of the ball. He doesn't get his head around quick enough to try and find the ball. That is going to have to be something that all the Dolphins receivers are going to have to concentrate on, because Danny's going to get it out to him in a hurry.
If he can't catch that one, he isn't going to get a chance to play with Marino more often. Lamar Thomas checks in as a 4th wide receiver on 3rd and 10. Blitz coming. Marino unloads underneath McDuffie. He'll be stopped shy of the first down as you see him come up about a yard shy of the gold 1st and 10 line.
Michael, I said Marino would go deep to the wide receivers, but I didn't know he was going to go that soon.
Well, you thought he'd just go outside instead of outside-inside.
Wow.
Klaus Wilmsmeyer is on to kick to Leon Johnson, who waits back at his 15-yard line. Johnson will play some from scrimmage tonight as well. Wilmsmeyer gets it out of there. Johnson comes racing up on a short kick and brings it back 7 yards after taking it a 36-yard punt. The Jets offense led by Vinny Testaverde, having the season of his career. The 3rd-rated passer in the NFL, 22 touchdown passes, only 5 picks. Plenty of weapons. Martin, 4th in the conference in rushing. Johnson and Crabette both in the top 10 in receiving. Up front, Mawai has made a big difference. One of the top centers in the game. Fabini has started every contest as a rookie.
I can't remember this place being this loud.
We've been here a lot. I've never heard it like this. And Jimmy Johnson asked for this. Blitz. Testaverde and Johnson can't hold it. Got a hand on it. The Dolphin defense has been almost invisible at home. Taylor, the leading playmaker among the starters with 8.5 sacks. The linebackers have great speed. Thomas, the leading tackler, a Pro Bowler in waiting. The secondary forces turnovers. Buckley and Madison each have 7 of the team's 26 interceptions. Jason Taylor, the right defensive end, only 248 pounds, gets it done with speed. Martin, nothing. Zach Thomas.
A big key in this game is going to be the ability of Zach Thomas to make plays. In the first game, Kevin Mawai really handled him. But in this case, Zach made the play.
And Zach told us yesterday he was embarrassed the way he played. Number 54, watch this. Dwight goes out, he gets rid of him, and makes the tackle in the hole for no gain. Look at this play. He was really embarrassed. I've never seen him that way.
144 tackles on the season for Zach Thomas.
throws complete to the sideline. Dedrick Ward at midfield. A gain of 19.
Dedrick Ward does a nice job against Sam Madison. What he does is he manages to have the time to be able to throw the football. Here come the Dolphins. They're coming after Vinny. Nice job by that offensive line catching up on people. Now here's the throw. Ball's out before Ward gets his head around. The defender has no chance to make a play.
First down, Jets. Midfield. Martin on the toss sweep. Blockers in front. Curtis Martin picks up 6 to the Miami 44. Kenny Mixon came back to make the tackle. Words exchanged after the first game between these two, and Keyshawn Johnson was right in the middle of it as usual. He is 6th in the NFL this year, putting up some good numbers, including 9 touchdown passes. He really went after Buckley and Madison in the secondary, and they are going to be locked up all night long, woofing at each other. Toss sweep the other side. No place to go this time. Brock Marion and Jason Taylor.
Jason Taylor may be finished at 249, but I'm going to tell you one thing. This guy can move. He gets outside. If you're going to run a sweep, why would you want to run a sweep at his side? Watch how quick he is. He gets it. Brady's trying to block him, the tight end. He gets inside of him and then makes the tackle on Curtis Martin. Look at this move back inside. That's just speed and strength.
3rd and 9. Comes the blitz. Flag is down. Then he throws incomplete. Intended for Trebek. Brock Marion was right there. Now we'll check the marker.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 69, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Mike, I want to show you what the Dolphins want to do to Vinny Testaverde. They're putting a lot. Look at these people. Look at the line of scrimmage. You've got almost everybody on the line of scrimmage trying to put pressure on Vinny. They are going to make him get rid of the football quick, and they're just going to be in the hip pockets of these receivers. George Hill has decided, their defensive coordinator, I'm going after him. There's George.
George was about the only one that wasn't out there.
He said, hey, look, we're going to play what we play. We know we didn't play well in the first game as a team. We're lining up and do what we do, and that's going after them.
But again, defense is not a problem here.
Neither is crowd noise. Screen knocked down, almost picked off by Taylor.
You know, you could just see when you're watching the Miami Dolphins and talking to these guys, they were embarrassed the first time they played this team. And they're not going to be embarrassed tonight. Jason Taylor, watch this. You want to see athletic ability? Look at this. Up in the air.
Jumbo Elliott tries to cut him, and then when he can't cut him, he tries to trip him, and he still can't get him on the ground.
What a great job by Jason Taylor. Nearly had the pick. John Kidd to punt to McDuffie. Cannon shot and put it in the end zone. Crushed it 54 yards, but Miami will take over at the 20 when we come back. Scoreless first quarter. Hands of the Miami Dolphins this week telling him they had not been loud enough, and he really wanted to hear it at Pro Player Stadium tonight. Well, they have responded. We've never heard it this loud here. Dolphins take over at their own 20, their second possession of the night. Jabbar. Jimmy Johnson started this season totally committed to the run with the new offense. They have remained committed to it, but it hasn't been terribly successful.
Well, I think what you do is you do that through the course of a season. You want to make your team tougher, and the best way to win in this league is to run the football. But I think you get down into crunch games, you get into games that you need, you do what you do best, and that's put the ball in the hands of Dan Marino.
Brent Smith has come into the lineup. on the offensive line. Marino throws to the outside. McDuffie, what a catch.
This is just two guys that are playing throw and catch together all year long. And O.J. McDuffie, the move he makes inside, and then he comes right back outside. But watch where the ball is. Boom, inside, back to the outside. Perfect throw.
Does a nice job of planning. Dan gets the good protection. Now, he knows that O.J.'s going to be outside, so that's where he throws the ball. Mickens, of course, is in there for Aaron Glenn at the corner.
Jabbar off right guard, cuts it outside, then comes back and picks up a couple to the 35. In the first meeting between these teams, the wide receivers were accused by the Jets of being lost, of not knowing what they were doing. They had been confused by the defense. The wide receivers as a group made 5 catches in the first inning.
And not to make any excuses for him, and they wanted to say this, but the footing was really terrible. You'd see him slipping and sliding when you watch the film. They don't have that problem tonight, so there are no excuses if they don't win.
Jabbar on 2nd and 7. Dragged down at the 39-yard line. Brian Conley got him from behind. The Jets playing tonight without their star corner, Aaron Glenn, who sprained his right ankle a week ago. Bill Belichick going with Ray Mickens at the corner.
Boy, has he done a terrific job for Parcells with that secondary. I mean, he's moved a lot of people around. He continues to challenge them. And I think that's probably the most improved area of the Jets is their defensive secondary under Bill Belichick.
That guy's brilliant. I mean, he is absolutely brilliant.
Bill Parcells would agree. Marino on 3rd and short. Throws underneath. The catch made and a first down to Nate Jaquette.
You want to get on Dan Marino's good side. Jaquette just took 1 step forward. He might have missed the first one early, but this one he does a real nice job of working to get open and giving Dan a chance to throw the ball. Watch this lower part of the screen. Good protection. Danny sets, fires it. He comes back to the ball.
You think Brian Cox isn't fired up? Watch this. He's rushing the passer. Now watch who makes the tackle. Look at this. Hello. That's like 8 yards downfield.
You could never accuse the guy throughout his career of not hustling. He will give you everything he's got in the tank. Marino just throws that one away. Juggled the snap and messed up the timing.
You know, we asked Marino about Jaquette, number 19, Nate, the guy who threw the ball to that dropped it.
And then caught it.
I said, you know, what about this guy? He said, I don't know. You know anything about him? He said, I'm only throwing him 1 pass.
He's had 1 catch coming into tonight's game. 1.
I mean, that's honest, though. You know, Dan looking at you like, what do you want me to say about him? I don't know anything about him.
Well, you got to know. You got to realize he's had to catch the football. He comes out of San Diego State. And you know he's going to be able to catch the football. It's just a question of how comfortable he gets with Dan.
He was drafted by Indianapolis a year ago and then released. Second and 10, Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the 34, a gain of 16.
That's a wonderful call.
What a hole.
It's a wonderful call, too, because what happens is you wind up spreading the field and then letting Jabbar pick and choose where he wants to go. Watch the right guard. There's Donnelly. They're going to create this hole so Jabbar has a chance to go someplace. He kicks out. They sorely missed him, but look at the drive block he puts on and then buries him. Look at that hole. Now Kareem can go anywhere he wants up the field.
The last 2 weeks, he's had the 3 longest runs of his career. He is starting to break a few. Jabbar again, outside. Picks up 9 to the 26.
Ferguson is back for the Jets.
I mean, when you take a look at Jabbar, watch the blocking up front. You have people that are on the ground, and this is something they did not do in the first game. You start putting white shirts on the ground, there are holes there to run.
Offense, number 19, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, first down.
Well, they
Back to
called,
the doghouse.
well, they called it on Nate Jaquette, and I want to tell you, all he's doing is locking up with the defensive back and just staying in contact with him. You know, watch number 19. All right, he's on Mickens. They're pushing. They're shoving. Yeah, he grabbed him inside. Good call. Good call.
You can push and shove. You can't pull.
For a long time.
1st and 16. That looked like it was tipped. Gadsden makes the catch anyway and gets to the 25.
When you're hot, you're hot. Pepper Johnson is going to come on the blitz at Dan Marino. They bring a lot of different people inside. Watch number 52. He manages to just tip it, but he doesn't slow the ball down. Gadsden comes back to make the play.
Does that surprise you? He doesn't slow the ball down?
Look at that thing. Just goes off his finger. Gadsden does a nice job of coming back to the ball.
Rondé Gadsden's last job was with the Portland Forest Dragons of the Arena League. Know him well. Jabbar on the draw. Sunday Night Football next week with a battle between the NFL's elite, the AFC Central leading Jacksonville Jaguars, take on Randy Moss and the Vikings. Join Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, and me right after prime time at 8:15 Eastern. ESPN and ABC, your exclusive networks for primetime NFL football.
We caught another one today, you know. Number 84 for Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Jacksonville's going to need that one.
Oh.
They had one get away against Tennessee today. Oof.
They may need Mark Brunell. Play action by Marino. Throws a strike inside to Thomas. Gets to the 9. 1st and goal.
I'll tell you what, he is really hot tonight, and the blocking up front is all that Marino wants. When you have this much time, and this guy, the best thrower in the game, watch the blocking up front, Joe. It is absolutely superb.
Lamar Thomas goes down. He just finds a soft hole, lets the linebackers flow. Now he does a good thing here. He's not going to get cute, protect the ball, and get down on the ground.
Lamar Thomas with a career-high 30 catches. McDuffie and Gadsden go to the far side on 1st and goal. Jabbar. Caught around the ankles and brought down. A saving tackle by Ernie Logan, the veteran out of East Carolina.
It is a saving tackle because Stanley Pritchett, number 36, the fullback, had already gone through the hole. And if Jabbar's behind him, he scores because Pritchett's all the way down by the 2-yard line. So that time Logan makes it really saves a touchdown.
All of the defensive line starters are new to the team under Bill Parcells. Nobody left from 3 years ago. 2nd and goal from the 7. Marino in the flat and dropped right in the hands of Ed Perry.
Mike, the one thing you have to understand, if you play with Dan Marino, if you don't get your head around in a hurry, you just can't pick the ball up. Because Dan's going to set quick and fire. Watch him pull the trigger. It's coming right at us. He's set. He fires it out. Ed really doesn't get a chance to get his hands up to make the catch. Look at the speed of this ball. Hits him right in the face. Ball hits him right in the face. He doesn't have a chance to get his hands up.
This is the 14th play of the drive. 3rd and goal, Marino to the shotgun. Blitz. Too high for Jackett. Kevin Williams on the coverage for the New York Jets.
I tell you, for a guy he doesn't know that much about, he's throwing the ball to him an awful lot.
In about another 3 minutes, he's going to be real close. He's going to know him real well.
So the field goal team will come on as the Dolphins have an impressive drive but can't force the ball in the end zone. And Olindo Mate will try a 25-yard field goal. He's missed only 4 all year. Roll those R's. 4 years of Spanish, Fred. Mate knocks it through, and the Miami Dolphins break on top in a battle for first in the AFC East. 3-0 Dolphins.
Thanks call him a monster. They call
What Germans do best by United Airlines. United is rising by 1-800-COLLECT. The easy way to save by Isuzu. We don't make cars because life is too big for cars. And by Sony. The skyline of Miami on a beautiful December evening, and the Dolphins have jumped to a 3-0 lead. Mate will kick it off after a 25-yard field goal gives his club the advantage. Kevin Williams now back with Leon Johnson. Williams from the 2. Dehorned at the 18. Derek Rogers, one of the first guys downfield. Timeout on the field. 3-0 Miami. A big loss for the Jets tonight. Starting fullback Keith Byers, who has a non-displaced fracture in his left arm and can't play this evening. Byers, the leading receiver in NFL history for running backs, and an excellent blocker as well. Vinny dumps it over the middle to Keyshawn Johnson. 35-yard line, first down. Brock Marion with the tackle after a gain of 18.
Keyshawn Johnson has really stepped his game up this year. He's got 65 catches and 9 touchdowns. In this case, what you want to do is, if they're pressing, make them chase you. Madison lets him go. Keyshawn runs right underneath, and he winds up turning up the field. Brock Marion's got to make the play.
This is 66th catch of the year.
That's what Vinny has done so well, is just dump the ball underneath.
Vinny again. This one tipped the second time by Jason Taylor.
Jason Taylor has to be just a little bit careful. That time Matt O'Dwyer tried to block him, but he has a tendency to get really fired up.
Well, I mean, he's got great timing. Watch what he does here. When O'Dwyer doesn't come out to attack him, so Jason Taylor just sits at the line of scrimmage, looks at Vinny, and then hits O'Dwyer in the mouth.
Taylor's very lucky he didn't get a flag on that one. Trace Armstrong, the pass rushing specialist, in for Miami, 93. And he puts the pressure on Vinny, who throws incomplete. Keyshawn couldn't hold that one.
You know, the one thing about talking to Keyshawn yesterday and all the things that have been written and said about this guy, I love his attitude, because when you talk to him about corners, Joe, he doesn't care. I don't care who you put out there.
And I think
because I feel I'm the best player on the field.
And he's playing for the best coach. When you know, if Bill Parcells is the type of guy who allows guys to be themselves, a Brian Cox, a Keyshawn Johnson, he just asks them to produce on the field.
The Jets have put themselves in tough spots. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 14, now 3rd and 10. Vinny double clutches Wayne Corbett. 30, 20. Taken out of bounds inside the 15 by Brian Walker. 52 yards.
You know, everybody talks about Keyshawn, and I said to him, I said, what about Corbett? He just smiled.
Well, he basically said, hey, look, he's the guy who can put a stake in your heart. He's inside the slot. Now he just comes across Brock Marion's face. He's got no help. He goes between Zach Thomas and Brock Marion with the big game.
All right, Jumbo Elliott. He's blocking on Jason Taylor. Okay, he gets his hands. If you get into Jumbo Elliott, he's going to hold you.
First down Jets at the Miami 13. The Dolphins allowing 6.7 points a game. The Jets only had 10 men on the field. And Vinny couldn't get the 11th one on in time. Timeout, New York. You want to go to the only undefeated team in the history of the National Football League, the 1972 Dolphins. There's Don Shula in his box, and Don will be joining us in the booth at halftime to talk about the Denver game today and the fact that his 72 fish are still the only ones with a perfect record.
They're the only fish on the wall with a 0 next to it.
Running the football.
The perfect mismatch. You get a wide receiver matched up on a linebacker. Robert Jones, 250 pounds. He can't stay with Wayne Corbett. That was the play that was called before, but Corbett went out after the big catch. He starts out, and Robert just can't stay with him. Vinny does a nice job of just laying the ball up there and letting Wayne go get it.
Well, Robert Jones has no chance against Wayne Corbett. You can phone that one in. Call for the point after. Vinny Testaverde with only 5 interceptions this year. This is his 23rd touchdown strike. 7-3 Jets. On that drive, a 52-yard catch and run, and then the touchdown grab. Hall with a huge kickoff. Beautiful play design by Bill Parcells.
Terrific play design, Mike, and quite often what you look for are mismatches against your players, against the defense. I want to show you. That is Kyle Brady, the tight end. That is Wayne Corbett. That is Robert Jones, a linebacker. That is Terrell Buckley, a cornerback. The Dolphins do not flop their corners. Buckley will always play on the right side, Madison on the left. Now you got Buckley covering Kyle Brady, and you wind up with Robert Jones having to try and stay with Wayne Corbett. It's a beautiful call just from a formation design to get the mismatch.
And I'm sure we'll see it again and see how the Dolphins adjust to it. Richmond Webb is back in the lineup at left tackle for Miami. Playing with that bad tricep. Marino throws over the middle, but Duffy to the 31, first down. Hope you'll be with ESPN Tuesday night at 7:30 Eastern for the ESPY nomination show. Join Stuart Scott from the ESPN Zone in Baltimore as he announces the nominees for this year's ESPY Awards. He'll also have special taped appearances by the following acclaimed actors: Samuel Jackson, host of this year's show, and Will Smith, while baseball star Eric Davis joins Stuart live. The ESPY nomination show, Tuesday at 7:30 from the Zone in Baltimore. Jabbar, head down, leaning forward, fights out to the 34 where Ernie Logan made the stop.
Boy, I'll tell you, Ernie Logan makes a great play. He's inside on Richmond Webb, and Richmond Webb is trying to drive Ernie Logan down, but Ernie Logan goes the whole way down the line of scrimmage and makes a tackle on the other side of the ball. Watch number 93 in white. 78 is Richmond Webb. Now watch what he does. He pushes Webb all the way down. He's in the hole and makes a tackle on the other side of the ball.
The Dolphins will not attempt to get off another play as the first quarter clock winds down. The winner of tonight's game clinches a spot in the playoffs. Right now, it's 7-3 New York. Testaverde, a lot of people didn't think it was a good fit, not his kind of quarterback. Phil Smarter and all the rest of us, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he is. They compared him to Jim Plunkett. He's, I got another Jim Plunkett.
Well, the reason why is he felt like Vinny Testaverde had really tried to throw the ball outside in his career. That's really where what he was asked to do. Now, all of a sudden, under Bill's system, he just drove the point home to him. He said, listen, Vinny, dump the ball to the backs, throw the ball to the tight ends, allow the defense to work for you, and allow the players around you to make plays. And that's what he's done. He's become very disciplined in that philosophy.
Vinny had been with a lot of bad teams for a lot of years. It's different now. Marino back to work over the middle. Out to the 39 to Lamar Thomas out of the University of Miami. Brian Cox with the tackle. And Cox hearing it from the fans.
Every time they mention his name, they all boo. And that just fires him up a little bit more.
I was just going to say, all he wants to hear is as much booing as possible. He brings a lot of intensity to a game.
Sometimes too much. Third and a yard. Marino goes to the shotgun. Four-man rush. Throws to the outside, incomplete. Intended for Jaquette. And the Dolphins will have to punt it away.
That's a case where the Jets decide what they want to do. Is they know Dan Marino wants to get the ball to O.J. McDuffie. So you automatically double up on McDuffie, which is security blanket, and then you make him go someplace where he's just not quite as comfortable, and the receiver's not as comfortable with Dan.
And Dan does not have the receivers other than McDuffie, who can get separation from people. He has a very small window of opportunity. Leon Johnson comes up, makes a late fair catch signal, muffed it, fought to get it back, and no signal as yet. New York football after a punt of 35. Leon Johnson got a break, came up late on the ball, then the late fair catch signal, and couldn't come up with it. Jerry Wilson was right in his face and nearly had it.
You're just pushing yourself. And you're just thinking.
Brought to you by Levi's. What's true? By Circuit City. Answers in every department. Low prices all over the store. By Pennzoil. Specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil. By First Union, your guide to the financial world. And by Zales, the Diamond and Holiday Gift Store. Jets with a football and a 7-3 lead. Draw play, Curtis Martin. A yard, and that's it. This defense, number 6 against the run in the NFL, number 4 against the pass. Only the Packers have a defense with 2 units ranked that high.
Well, the one thing about the Miami defense, and everybody talks about it, it's the 2 big guys in the middle, Bowles and Gardner. And these guys are huge, 95 and 92.
At home, only 6.7 points a game. They've given up 7 tonight. 3 touchdowns. Total yards only 209, and they've taken the ball away 13 times in their home game. Vinny for Quebec. Buckley made the tackle, but a perfectly thrown ball dropped in right over his shoulder.
You had 11 defensive players, 10 defensive players within the line of scrimmage, and 1 corner was off 4 yards. Corbett does an excellent job. These routes are won at the line of scrimmage. Buckley's on him. He's off the ball and gives himself a little bit of room. Manages to get around, give Vinny a chance to throw the football. There it is right there. Look at that. Everybody right there, and there's the one that's off.
Wayne Corbett plays like every play is his last play. Curtis Martin shakes a couple of tacklers, dives forward to the 46.
You know, you look down on this field and you see the intensity of these guys. I mean, it is just incredible watching these guys. Every single movement, there's a purpose to it.
And, Paul, remember what Zach Thomas told us yesterday? I just don't like the Jets. This thing has turned into an old-fashioned McCoy and Hatfield feud. They really are beginning not to like one another. Jason Taylor echoed those same sentiments.
Testaverde out in the flat, got it to Johnson. He couldn't hold it, was covered by Derek Rogers, and there's a marker down.
It's going to be on Derek Rogers for holding Johnson. He latches on to him as soon as the play action fake is made when he gets by him.
Because he knew he was beat. He had to grab him.
Defense number 59. 5 yards. First down.
At Arizona State, Derek Rogers was a rush end he had never covered in his life, and they had to teach him pass coverage here in the pros.
Well, some of these guys taught him how to hold, which is part of pass coverage, huh?
You learn that when you pass rush. It's a carryover effect, Polly.
Probably the only guy that's ever reached the NFL after 4 years in touch football in the Air Force. Automatic first down for the Jets. Vinny throws to Brady, and Brady had Robert Jones draped all over him.
Boy, they were looking to throw a flag on that play.
Well, it'd be hard to. Vinny slips, actually, when he tries to make the throw. When he goes to plant, you're going to see his foot go right out from underneath him. There he is. There goes that left foot, just slides right out. Nobody ever really gets a clean shot at it.
Kenny Mixon, the rookie from LSU, was putting on the heat. Boy, nice defense by Robert Jones. Testaverde with the out to Brady. He'll pick up about 8 to the Miami 34. Brock Marion with the tackle.
What I've noticed the Jets have tried to do more than anything on first and second down when the Dolphins don't have their nickel package in. They've tried to split Brady out wide and bring either Keyshawn or Corbett inside, creating the mismatches. Now you've got a strong safety covering your tight end. Charlie Wise has done a terrific job of formationing the Dolphins into coverages that he wants.
And when those guys are in the slot, they're that much harder to press. Fred Baxter is in as the second tight end on 3rd and 3. Martin. Brock Marion with a big tackle and then help from Derek Rogers. They combined to prevent Martin from getting the first down.
Brock Marion. You know, when you see Curtis Martin get to the outside, from where we're sitting, it looks like he's going to make it. But watch number 31 in the blue close. You don't see him now, you will right about now. And Brock Marion gets there and really makes a play. That's outstanding. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Derek Rogers does a nice job. Curtis is going to try and stretch for the stakes. Rogers won't let him.
This is Bill Parcells football. 4th and a yard. He's out to go.
Got to watch for Vinny in that sneak here.
Play action. Drops it off to his tight end. It's a first down to Fred Baxter. Parcells seems to look like at 4th down as, hey, it's just another down.
Well, it is absolutely a perfect down to run a play action fake. And the reason why is you've got to respect the run. So everybody comes up. Watch the protection. Everybody comes up. All right, we think it's a run. The linebackers are up there. The line does a terrific job of selling it. Now look at the time Vinny has to look around. Baxter just slides out as an outlet.
First down Jets at the Dolphin 26. Martin. Curtis Martin to the 15. Nice block from Keyshawn Johnson on the corner. Lorenzo Bromell had to chase him down from behind.
When you're having a problem covering the pass, now they start throwing some runs at you, and you're getting the blocking from your wide receivers like Keyshawn Johnson. Watch number 19 block here. And he says he loves it. He comes out, he blocks. Buckley, he blocks him to the outside, but, you know, he really doesn't have to put him on the ground. Just really get in the way, and then Curtis Martin makes the play.
When you talk to Keyshawn, he makes the point. He says, the toughest thing that I'm having to learn now is because I'm in motion so much is to recognize the force and figure out if I should block a corner like he did Buckley, or maybe turn on a backer or a safety or even an end.
Sometimes the guy in front of him is the guy he's not supposed to block. Impressive drive by the Jets. They have reached the Miami 16. Another 1st and 10. They already lead it 7-3. Screen to Martin. There's a flag down. It's in the backfield.
There's holding against the Jets.
In a game this close, normally the team that makes the fewest mistakes like this is the one that wins.
Holding. Offense. Number 69. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
Jason Fabini, the rookie right tackle out of Cincinnati.
What happens is you got a screen. That's Mixon coming up. He pulls him down. Well, Mixon just sort of goes on top of him, and they throw the flag. I'm not 100% convinced that you can call that holding with the contact that they make. He did do the right thing. You got to get the end's hands down. He did that.
1st and 20. Too far for Johnson. He had beaten the linebacker, Robert Jones, but instead of getting some air under his Vinny line drive that one.
You're asking Robert Jones to do an awful lot.
Yes, you are.
You know, Leon Johnson is no slouch coming out of the backfield. He can move, and then you're asking a linebacker. First of all, they had him on Corbett, who beats him for the touchdown. Now you got number 52. He'll be on the left-hand side of your screen. covering Leon Johnson. Look at this.
Well, the thing, what it is, Paul, is it's the formations that are creating a problem. The wide receivers are clearing, so the only one left to cover the back is Robert Jones.
2nd and 20. Good protection for Vinny down the middle. Too high for Keyshawn Johnson. Covered well by Buckley.
I'll tell you, Keyshawn Johnson made that miss look very nice. It was a beautiful pirouette. Did a full.
Very seldom will you see Vinny Testaverde show any signs of emotion. That time, he's still steaming right now. In his own way, he is just absolutely livid with himself. He knows he have 2 wide-open receivers on the last 2 plays and have not been able to get him the ball.
Dedrick Ward comes in as a wide receiver. They also split Leon Johnson out. Another 3rd and long, 3rd and 20 this time. Draw play, Martin. Curtis Martin with room to run down to the 15-yard line. Brock Marion came up from the safety spot to make the tackle.
And when you run a play like that in 3rd and 20, you don't want to make any mistakes. What you're actually saying is we want to get a field goal. That's all we want. We want a field goal out of this. We don't want to make a mistake, turn the ball over, get an interception, and hope that Curtis Martin can break it. He doesn't. But that's just too far to think about running.
Kevin Mawai, again, does a real nice job on Zach Thomas. But you're right, Paul. When your defense is playing well, take the points and don't make the mistake.
John Hall is hit from 25. Will try from 32. Block. It looked like Shane Burton was the man who got penetration.
It's either Shane Burton or Trace Armstrong. One of the 2 of them manages to get the penetration. There they are, just pushing the front line through. Number 75, Shane Burton, gets that big mid up there and deflects it.
The 3-year veteran from Tennessee saves 3.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? You want to...
By the Southwest Airlines aerial cam high above Pro Player Stadium for ESPN's Sunday Night Football. It's the Jets on top of the Dolphins 7-3. Miami takes over after the blocked field goal. Marino throws, and Pritchett never got his head around. Marino was under a lot of pressure as the Jets came right through.
That's one of those deals where you're a fullback. You're coming out of it. You've got to read blitz. You've got to know that you're going to be the hot receiver.
You can't really hold Pritchard at fault because Dan wants to get it off. But here's his head right there. Now watch the ball come out. There's his head. He doesn't even have a chance. Now he turns around and looks as the ball bounces on the ground. He still hasn't seen the ball. Still doesn't know where it quite is.
Well, one of these guys is going to get knocked down an ear hold.
Well, that time Danny had to get rid of it a little quicker than he wanted to.
Marino short set again. Perry. And Perry has the first down. Victor Green pushed him out of bounds.
Well, Marino figures if you're going to throw to your tight end, I'll go back and throw to one of mine. Leaving this thing out.
And Victor Green is saying he was picked.
Oh,
someone was.
Rhonda Gadsden. He's just going to clear out now. He runs the quick post, comes inside, and Wiley winds up running into the safety, which leaves Perry out in the flat wide open, which is this particular play has been a staple of Miami's offense. It's a quick post by the outside receivers, and the fullback or the halfback and the tight end go out to the flat.
1st and 10, Dolphins. Marino into double coverage for Thomas. Monday Night Countdown tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Join Mike Tirico, Tom Jackson, and Sterling Sharp for the latest word around the league. Then at 8 on ABC, it's Monday Night Football. Barry Sanders and the Detroit Lions battle Steve Young and the San Francisco 49ers. ESPN and ABC, your exclusive networks for primetime NFL football. The Dolphins face the 2nd and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Jabbar. cracking back from his defensive end spot. Anthony Pleasant, number 98, with the tackle.
It tells me you have an awful lot of confidence in your offensive line, and you got 2nd and 10, and you're going to run the ball between the tackle and the guard.
You know, Paul, it's really a good time to run, because what happens is most defenses substitute their nickel package in. You take out a linebacker. So Kippy Brown figures, hey, look, if you've got a linebacker out and a defensive back in, I like that matchup against Belichick's defense. I'm going to try and run the ball.
3rd and 7 for Marino. Here comes the blitz. And they got him. Brian Cox.
I'll tell you, they loaded up and they just came. They do that. You're in a situation. Number 74 is the left tackle, Brent Smith, and they send Brian Cox. There's Smith on Cox. He goes inside. He just misses him clean. He has a clean shot at Marino.
I got to be honest with you. If you've got Dan Marino as your quarterback, the last place you should get beat is on the inside, because he's going to step up and protect you.
Wilmsmeyer punts to Johnson. Beautiful kick back to the 13. Escapes the first wave and crosses the 20, a return of 9 after a punt of 54. Brian Cox, who is now tied for the club lead with 6 sacks on this ball club for Miami in 92. He had his career high of 14. Arauca Beach area of Miami. People enjoying themselves on a Sunday night, but I don't think as much as the people here are enjoying themselves. It's been a terrific game so far. 7-3, Jets on top. Testaverde wants a screen. Flag is down, and Curtis Martin dives across the 30.
Tim Bowens was absolutely magnificent. He is the guy, the reason why Testaverde cannot throw the ball. Tim Bowens, number 95, is just sitting there waiting, but Testaverde, nobody put any other pressure on him.
What happens so often is you got to have offensive linemen downfield if you hold the ball that long.
Offense, number 68, downfield, prior to the pass. 5-yard penalty, repeat the down, first down.
All right, Tim Bowens, number 95, the big tackle, he reads screen right away. He's on the top of your screen. Watch this. He sees screen, sees Martin go out. He's the guy that's there. Testaverde can't throw. Now he has to wait, and you're right. Now the offensive linemen are beyond the line of scrimmage, and he throws it.
The 1994 NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year really clogs it up inside with Gardner. 1st and 15. Vinny to Keyshawn Johnson. Nowhere to go.
What the Jets are trying to do offensively, if you're going to press them like the Dolphins want to, there's a couple of ways you can get away. You can run away from them like Keyshawn does here, or on Crevette's case, you just sort of go down the middle and run by them. And then when you get the touchdown, you create mismatches by formations where you wind up with a wide receiver being forced to be covered by a linebacker. The Jets have chosen different ways to get their people open.
2nd and 5. Richie Anderson, number 20, is in now. He's the man in motion. Nice fake by Testaverde. Then dumps it for Martin. And a whole lot of Dolphins converge on Curtis Martin at the 27, led by Kenny Mixon.
We are really seeing defensive linemen on both sides of both teams making sensational plays. Kenny Mixon that time. Here's a guy out in the play, number 79, the defensive end, and he's the one that really messes this play up. He doesn't have to make the tackle. Watch what Kenny Mixon does, number 79, left-hand side of your screen. Watch what he does. He gets out into the play, and once he gets out right there, he just gets some help from the rest of his teammates, and they converge.
Trace Armstrong comes in for Mixon at left defensive end on 3rd and 5. Vinny over the middle. Crevette first down near the 40.
I think I'd cover him better on 3rd down.
I think they're trying. Again, the formation now doesn't put him on a linebacker. It puts him on Brock Marion, a safety, which in all instances should be a mismatch. You see him inside with the formation. Marion's got to cover him. He just cruises on in the middle, gives Vinny a nice lane to throw to, and makes the reception.
Wayne Corbett with 4 catches for 99 yards. He's just gone over 1,000 for the season. Martin. Nothing. Shane Burton was in on the stop that time, had him around the shoulders. Mixon had him low.
Well, if I'm Martin, I go back and I talk to the offensive coordinator. Can we run me wide? Can we just get me outside the end?
And if I was the coordinator, I would say to you, Curtis.
No, you're not.
They're so fast, or else you could say Charlie White. They're so quick with their linebackers and their outside people, it's hard to run outside. We're going to have to try and pound the middle.
2nd and 10. Another 4 wide receiver set. Blitz. Flag is down. The pass is incomplete, intended for Corbett. Buckley was all over.
This is going to be motion against the Jets.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 76. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Crowd's got to get involved in that one. There's a situation where you have some crowd noise, and this is the thing that Jimmy Johnson wanted to hear. He like Buffalo, where he can't hear anything. He knows it can help his defense out, and that's exactly what happened that time.
2:46 and counting. First half. 7-3 Jets. Vinny going for Dedrick Ward, and that was perfectly covered by Sam Madison. Jimmy Johnson says he is giving him the best cornerback play he has ever had in his career.
Well, you know, and when the coach tells you that this guy is a great player, 7 interceptions, and watch this coverage on Dedrick Ward, you can't get any better than this. Now, there's a little hand fighting by both of them. They let him get away with that. And wait till the last second and then go for the ball.
I'll tell you, both of Miami's corners, Terrell Buckley and Sam Madison, are playing at a Pro Bowl caliber.
They sure are.
Both of them have 7 interceptions. Both of them are put on an island all the time to make plays.
And there was another formation where they got the isolation they wanted. 3rd and long. Vinny throws over the middle. There is another flag down.
If I'm Jimmy, I refuse this one if it's holding.
It's holding.
You want to get the ball.
It will be well short of a first down.
He's going to decline this one. Yep.
Either that or hands to the face.
Illegal use of the hands. Offense number 70, hands to the face. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Matt O'Dwyer, the right guard, who was called for the penalty.
And he knew it right away. I mean, he shook his head. He put his head down. He knew.
Brings up 4th down. They'll have to punt it away with 2:20 to go in the half. And O.J. McDuffie drops deep for the punt of John Kidd. Low line drive. Muffed. Back with him was Buckley, and it was kicked to Buckley's side of the field. He was the short man. Lost the ball, but got it back after a punt of only 37 yards. 2:08 to go, first half, 7-3 Jets. Coming up on the Toyota halftime report, Chris Berman will be along with the fastest 3 minutes in television. You will see the Broncos lose their first, and Don Shula will join us here in the booth to talk about his 72 Dolphins. Huge game. Paul Tagliabue has joined us tonight, the commissioner of the National Football League.
Can't do anything. He's just going to sit there because he can't root for either team.
Oh, he can enjoy it, though. Bernie Parmalee is in Miami's lineup. Marino under pressure. Cox the first man to hit him again. Brian Cox gets in for the 2nd time on Dan Marino.
And they're going to have to help out Brent Smith a little bit on the left side because Brian Cox again does a job on getting to Marino.
You don't think Brian Cox is enjoying this? Against his former team, He has made 2 impact plays in the first half. 2-minute warning.
To prove the power.
Two minutes left in the first half. The Jets over the Dolphins 7-3. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, Solomon Wilcots, all with you from Pro Player Stadium in Miami. The last sack, Cascadden and Mo Lewis got credit for a half sack each. Brian Cox, the man who caused it. Marino rifles it over the middle, caught by Nate Jacquet. He'll be a couple of yards shy of the first down. Kevin Williams in on the stop. The clock running.
Keep making catches like that, young man, and he'll keep throwing the ball to you.
Dolphins with all 3 timeouts left, facing a 3rd and 3. And Marino gets the completion to keep the drive alive up to the 42. McDuffie with yet another catch, and Miami uses a timeout with 1:16 left.
For great advice about digital technology.
16 left to run his offense.
I just don't believe you can go zone against Dan Marino in this situation. I think Belichick's going to have to bring some safeties and just take a chance and go one-on-one on O.J. McDuffie, because if not, McDuffie is going to find the hole, and Marino's going to find McDuffie.
1:16 to go in the half. The Dolphins have 2 timeouts left. Movement up front. Looked like Tim Ruddy, the center, rocked back a little bit. And then the Jets came across.
What Dan is saying is that his guys reacted to the defensive movement.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 68, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Call it on Mike Sheldon, who was in there for Kevin Donnelly, who started at right guard, 2 weeks removed from arthroscopic surgery. And Sheldon not on the field right now. Donnelly is in there unless he substituted on this play. They called it on Sheldon.
He moved on the sidelines.
It's usually not a penalty. Comes the blitz. Marino to Parmalee, and Bernie Parmalee up to the 43-yard line.
Dan's going to want to save his 2 timeouts. Got about a minute left, 60 seconds or so.
It was Marino's first completion to a running back tonight. Another blitz. Marino double pumps and just throws it away.
I like the fact that the Jets are blitzing him in this situation because it's forcing him to make a decision right away.
That's right. I'm thinking if Belichick goes zone against Marino, he's going to eat you up. You got to go after him and put pressure on him. In this case right now, I think that Dan's going to try and find O.J. McDuffie. Here comes Victor Green from the outside. Dan sees him. He tries to unload it, doesn't have enough time to hold on to it. I would try and get the ball to O.J. McDuffie in the middle of the field, or get Gadsden matched up one-on-one with one of those smaller corners.
Another blitz. Parmalee with a good block to pick it up. And the pass short of McDuffie, couldn't make the grab at the Jet 47. Ray Mickens was right there with him.
Boy, I'll tell you, Parmalee makes a great play. What a block he puts on.
He makes a great block on the blitzer. Here comes Victor Green again. 30 is Bernie Parmalee. He sets him up. Dan just doesn't get this one outside as far as he wants to O.J. McDuffie. You got to figure that's his security blanket. That's where he's going in these situations.
So the Dolphins have to punt, and Dedrick Ward goes deep, standing at his own 12. End over end. Ward comes up, can't get it. And this will die at the 14-yard line with 32 seconds to go in the half. Find out what NFL stars are heading for Hawaii this Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern on the Pro Bowl Selection Show. Join Mike Tirico, Tom Jackson, and Jim Kelly for highlights, analysis, and interviews with this year's AFC and NFC squads. The Pro Bowl Selection Show, Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern. Vinny made it in 96. But you think he's going back?
Well,
I do.
You know what's ironic is the Pro Bowl ballots for the fans are printed up in the beginning of the year. Glenn Foley's name is on it. Vinny Testaverde's name is not on the fan ballot. By the way, you can write it in.
You may write it in. And the Jets are going to take the lead to the locker room. 7-3 is just fine with Bill Parcells. Two tremendous defenses and a 7-3 halftime score.
There's a guy that played a great first half. Brian Cox got one sack, was responsible for another.
Been a tremendous addition to this ball club. Keyshawn Johnson says if you want to be a big-time player, you have to come up in big-time games. The end of the first half, the score 7-3 Jets. Now let's join Chris Berman for the Toyota halftime report.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying the playoff-type game tonight from South Florida. And what a day of football we had. And we will talk with Don Shula a little bit later on. We will see how tough it is to march to history as the Broncos' dream of really surpassing those 72 Dolphins came to a close. That in a little while. But both the Jets and the Dolphins know that no matter who wins the game tonight, a team that will be right on their tail, the Buffalo Bills. Began the year 0-3, trying to become the fifth team to make the playoffs with an 0-3 start. They're playing the Raiders. Doug Flutie to Jay Reimers, my touchdown. Bruce Smith, the sack of Wade Wilson. Phil Hansen, the touchdown. You had to be an idiot to think the Raiders would go into Buffalo and win. Bills win 44-21. Patriots at the Rams. Pats, though, with an important loss because Robert Edwards had a huge first half, couldn't get in here. Zahir Hakeem, the Patriots couldn't beat the lowly Rams. Could cost them. Bledsoe may not play next week. Rams win 32-18. Oilers at Jags. Steve McNair, threw for 230, ran for 81. Tie game with 13 left. Al Del Greco, 41-yard field goal, washed under the goalpost, the mascot. Oh, no! The Jags lose. Oilers win at 16-13. Steelers at Fox. Cordell Stewart threw 3 picks, 2 to Tampa Bay's John Lynch. In addition to throwing 3 interceptions, Stewart on the sideline threw 1 tantrum, which Coach Bill Cowher didn't appreciate. He was yanked in favor of Mike Tomczak. But he fumbles. Warren Sapp recovers. Stewart back in to no avail. The Bucs back in the playoff take 16-3 winners. John Kitna hits Caboodle. Kitna to Joey Galloway for Seattle at home against San Diego. Matt, mutiny on LaBounty. Sacks Ryan Leaf. Boom, boom. Cortez Kennedy, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Seahawks win at 38-17. The Bungles have lost 9 in a row. Marshall Faulk, 2,000 all-purpose yards this year. Colts lead 7-0. Peyton Manning, 24 touchdown passes, breaking the 50-year-old rookie mark of Chuck and Charlie Connerly, the 48 Giants. Colts win 39-26. Skip Hicks, 5-yard touchdown. Washington leads Carolina 21-3. This is the kind of year it's been for the 2-12 Panthers. 28-25 Skins. Jake Plummer in Arizona control their own destiny for the final wild card spot. Touchdown to Rob Moore ties it. Both the Eagles and Cards missed chip shot field goals late, but in overtime, Chris Jackie squeezes it through. Cards win 20-17. Chris Chandler, Atlanta, hot. Terrence Mathis, chances are neither Saint will catch him. Mathis, 6 catches, $198. The Falcons are 12-2. They win 27-17. After Corey Harris and Patrick Johnson have returned kicks in the first quarter for Baltimore. David Palmer, might as well face it, this game is addicted to kickoff returns. 3 kickoff returns in the first quarter. That's a full game record in the NFL. Business as usual. Randall Cunningham, Chris Carter, 100th career touchdown. Minnesota, 13-1, they win 38-28. Cowboys at the Chiefs. Rich Lou Scannon lugs it in. Chiefs beat the suddenly stagnant Cowboys 20-17. Oldest rivalry in football, the Bears and the Packers. 156 meetings. Brett Favre, Antonio Freeman, 16-yard touchdown. Bears have a chance for 3 straight sacks and their hopes. The Pack wins 26-20 to get back on their winning track.
This halftime report is presented by Toyota. Get the most out of your day, every day.
When we return, the Broncos' quest for immortality stolen by the Giants. And a talk with the man who led the only team undefeated, Don Shula.
Everybody on
Field gets the Giants in position. Then, Graham to Amani Toomer. You know he's got to be well-dressed. Yes, he caught the ball, and after the refs decide, yes, he was in. Both feet and possession of the football, 20-16. The New York Football Giants get the touchdown. 5 seconds to go for Mike Shanahan. John Elway, 31 yards. Fires it. Everyone's in the end zone. Batted away. The Giants win 20-16. Denver's dream dashed.
If we would have been undefeated, it would have been a nice, throw in there. But, now we're not. The season's not going down the drain. I know that.
I don't think there's nothing good that can come of a loss. I don't think there's anything good that you can learn from it.
Congratulations to the Giants for playing so hard in a game that really doesn't mean very much to them on paper. And congratulations to the Denver Bronco, who, like McGuire and Sosa and the Yankees, allowed us to dream about reaching the unreachable star. And that would leave only one expert about how you might go a full season undefeated. And conveniently, he's sitting with our Mike Patrick. We're talking about Don Shula. Gentlemen.
Chris, thank you very much. And you see the undefeated sign, still the only undefeated team in the history of the National Football League, and the architect of that great 72 team in the Super Bowl win. Don Shula, thanks for joining us.
What a day.
Were you watching?
I was switching back and forth. I was watching the Tampa Bay Bucks in Pittsburgh, and then the more the Giants stayed into the ballgame, the more I kept tuning into that. And then at the end of the ball game, everybody was ready to celebrate with about 40 seconds to go. And, I've seen Elway too many times in that 2-minute drill end up winning the football game. And, of course, it went down to the final play.
Ever since 1972, there comes a point in the season where the last team undefeated loses. So many of your former players are here. We're keeping you from the champagne right now.
But I'm going to join them. And we had some in our booth before we came over. But it's just a tremendous feeling because we're so proud of that. And this team has really bonded together because of the accomplishment. And I think the fact that Denver is so good and they've went so long really emphasizes how tough it is to go all the way.
Would you have preferred that it happened here next week?
I'll tell you, that would have been the highest rated game ever, I think, if it would have gone down to next week. But I'm very happy about what happened today. And I want to thank the Giants and their coach, and what a great job that they did. And it was an exciting ball game. But Denver is just one of the great football teams that have come along. They won the Super Bowl last year, and that gave them the confidence that, they could do it all this year.
Don, thanks for joining us. We certainly appreciate it. Always wonderful to see you.
Glad to be with you.
All right, and I'm sure this moment will come again next year for the Miami Dolphins and Don Shula. The 1972 team, unbeaten. Our thanks to Don Shula. We'll be back in a moment. Back in Miami at Pro Players Stadium, where the Jets lead the Dolphins as we get ready to start the third quarter, 7-3. And they loved it here. The celebration began this afternoon when the Giants ended Denver's dream of an unbeaten season.
What a great job Jim Fossil's Giants did. Kent Graham coming up with some big plays in that game for his offense. Their defense stepping up huge.
Don Shula says somebody is going to do it one of these days. Somebody's going to match that record.
The interesting thing, though, is Denver coming off of a Super Bowl, which he mentioned, and then go undefeated for that long. I mean, it just shows how well coached they are and what a good football team they have.
He doesn't really believe that, though.
Well, he may believe it. He doesn't want to see it, though.
Yeah.
The Jets will get the ball to start the third quarter. Kevin Williams on the return. Good hard run by Williams close to the 30-yard line. Here are the first half numbers and the total yards. The Jets with a 57-yard advantage. No turnovers for either ball club. The time of possession, very close. Everything else, very close.
One of the things that doesn't show up here, but the Dolphins ran the ball 9 times in the first half. Wound up throwing it 23 times.
Then he takes over from his own 29. Excellent protection and too strong for Dedrick Ward. Let's go to Solomon Wilcott. Solomon.
Yeah, Mike, at halftime, I talked to Miami head coach Jimmy Johnson. He says on defense, what they're playing is what's called a matchup zone coverage. And the linebacker, Robert Smith, he fully expects him to be able to cover his area of the field, whether it's Wayne Corbett coming in that area or Leon Johnson. He said he's really disappointed that they haven't been able to manufacture more passing yards. As we said at the top of the game, they are going to have to be able to pass the ball in order to win this game tonight. Mike?
All right, thanks, Solomon. That matchup with the linebacker has been the only advantage the Jets have had. Play action by Vinny all day to throw underneath. Keyshawn Johnson, and he could not get away from Patrick Surtain, the rookie from Southern Mississippi.
I'm going to tell you, this play action, you're absolutely right, Joe. It's freezing the Miami defensive line and linebackers. Look, here's Jumbo Elliott on Jason Taylor. Now, he gets a little bit of help, but he also gets his hands on him. And here comes Keyshawn.
What happens is Patrick Surtain picks him up. They'll run man-to-man to a certain point with the receivers, but as they flow across the field, they turn them over to other defenders.
3rd and 6. 4 wide receivers for the Jets. Make it 5. That'll be short of a first down. Jerry Wilson makes the tackle on Alex Van Dyke a couple of yards short of the ESPN 1st and 10 line.
I'll tell you what's impressive about this Jets offensive line is Vinny Testaverde has no one in the back. They know they're going to throw the football, and they still can't get close to him.
If Vinny Testaverde has that much time through this second half, he's going to make them pay because he's missed a couple of big opportunities so far in this game.
And this Dolphins defense came in with 43 sacks. The club record is 49. Buckley. Forced out of bounds near the 39. There's a marker down back at the 24. Buckley, number 1 in the AFC in punt returns this year. Ripped off a 23-yarder here, but it looks like it may come back. Dick Hantak talking with his officiating crew about the call on the punt return.
Illegal block to the back during the return, number 51.
Anthony Harris called for the penalty.
First down.
And that cost the Dolphins a big return plus 10 yards.
They're the greatest bunch of guys that could ever be assembled on a football field in 1972. Listen to this, all you New York lovers. Best football team that ever played. Thank you. Okay, guys.
Nick Bonaconti leading the cheers in the Dolphin alumni booth earlier tonight. Saw Dick Anderson in there with him. Howard Schnellenberger was the coach on Don Shula's staff. Jabbar trying to get outside. The defense swarms as he reaches the 16.
Well, the Miami Dolphins in the first game only had 34 yards rushing. Now they have 43, and they're all Jabbars. So there's a update for you.
Thank you very much.
Well, it makes you feel like they're moving right along.
Not on the scoreboard, however. They're down 7-3. Jabbar gaining on 1,000 yards, his second of his career when he reaches it. Marino under pressure, drops it off to Jabbar, and he is planted immediately at the 20.
Brian Cox, we said before as the half was ending that what a great job he's done tonight. Look at Brian Cox, and he's on Brent Smith. Here he is, rushing the passer, and then gets back downfield and makes a tackle on Jaquette. Now here he goes on Smith again. Inside, gets the sack. And now watch him. Down on the line of scrimmage, he just beats Bach, John Bach, number 16, and nails Marino.
And as beaten up as this offensive line is, they had not allowed a sack in 3 straight weeks and 4 of the last 5. But Cox got one and caused another. He's also had 6 tackles from that weak side linebacker spot. Took over as the starter in week 7 from James Ferrier. Marino has this one batted at the line of scrimmage. He was trying to hit McDuffie over the middle. Instead, it's 3 and out.
Well, both defenses have come up big at the beginning of the third quarter here, which is really you look for. You look for pressure. The thing that makes this defense so unique is Brian Cox plays in so many different positions. Here he rushes. Now once he feels like he can't get any more pressure, he just puts his hand up and bats the ball down.
Well, the Miami defense has gotten so much credit for being #1 in the NFL in points allowed. The Jets are second. Leon Johnson, fair catch, makes it at the 43. Brian Cox in a homecoming for his new team, the New York Jets.
You want to go to the
5-cent Sundays. Pay the least on the day you call the most. By Miller Lite, an official sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 33. By the new sci-fi thriller The Faculty in theaters everywhere, December 25th. By Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile dealers. And by Dell, direct computer solutions for business, at home, and around the world. Be direct. Dell. Miami on a Sunday night. And Pro Player Stadium with a 7-3 game. Jets over the Dolphins. Brady, wide open, 30, 21-yard line.
What creates the problem for the Dolphins defensively is, first of all, there's the draw fake. Okay, so you have to respect that. The linebackers get caught up. Then you run your wide receivers all the way across and clear one half of the field, and Kyle Brady slides up. He's up. There he is. Again, a crossing pattern. They just lose him in the mix. With the receivers crossing underneath, he just winds up in a zone about 15 yards down the field with nobody around him.
Kyle Brady with a career high in receiving yards this year, tied his career high in touchdown catches. Finished at 14 out of 23 for 208. Martin to the 17-yard line. One of the reasons the Jets have been so successful throwing the ball is that offensive line has done a sensational job against the Dolphin pass rush.
And just think about it. They're running so many play-action passes, which to me, when you're looking at the Miami Dolphins, if they're going to rush the passer and all those play-action passes go for them, they're stopping. Once they make the initial move, Joe, everybody is holding at the line of scrimmage, waiting for the run. And they've hardly run the ball.
Curtis Martin, 10 for 39. Martin off the left side. Good block, first down inside the 10.
That's one of the few times that the Jets line up in what basically is a base formation. 2 wide receivers. They put Kyle Brady in motion. This time he becomes the fullback or the lead blocker up through the hole.
Now they're going to double team over here on Jason Taylor. Look at this, Baxter and Elliott. I mean, you've got a guy outweighed by about 300 pounds, and that's what opens a hole for Curtis Martin to get a first down.
First and goal for the Jets. Martin on the toss sweep. Cuts it back. Touchdown. Curtis Martin with his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. That was a 12-yard burst.
Oh, Kevin Mawai and Curtis Martin sets it up. He just comes out, stays with the man, and it cuts right back inside.
Richie Anderson, number 20, and Keyshawn Johnson, number 19. They both get on respective linebackers and defensive backs and just widen the hole.
John Hall for the point after. And the Miami Dolphins, who had been giving up less than 7 points a game at home, have surrendered 14 tonight to the New York Jets. Curtis Martin from 12 yards out, 14-3 New York.
Start something.
Curtis Martin with a breather on the sideline. His 12-yard run has given his club a 14-3 lead. Hall, nice kickoff. 3 yards deep. The Dolphins, John Avery will keep it there. They'll have to start from the 20.
Johnson and Anderson do get excellent blocks, but Kevin Mawai, the center, watch what he does. He wipes out everything, and Curtis Martin will cut in right behind him. 68 is the center, getting to the outside. Now, there are the blocks outside by Johnson and Anderson, and then Mawai just wipes everybody out, and that was easy.
You don't see centers pull that off, and guys that are that good of an athlete, and most people say he and Dermontti Dawson are the two best in the NFL. Avery is in at running back. Got a lot more speed than Jabbar. Trying to get outside. Got away from Pepper Johnson. Got a block. Picked up 5.
He just showed you his speed. I mean, that Pepper Johnson should have had him in the backfield for about a 4-yard loss.
Only 3 of 19 drives against the Jets this year have they gotten across midfield. That Jets defense under Bill Belichick has really done the job against Miami's offense.
You start talking about head coaching candidates, there's another one.
He's not going anywhere. He's got a head coaching job right here.
Yeah, but you don't know when that other guy's going to leave.
Doesn't make any difference.
Marino short set, tries to hit McDuffie, and McDuffie covered like a blanket by Ray Mickens. Mickens in there for the injured Aaron Glenn. They really like his talent.
Ray Mickens is going to be an in-the-face type corner as well. What he does well, he gets up inside, plays off, a little bit of hand checking, and there you see it. That's just contact within 5 yards. They're doing a good job of staying on top of him. I think the officials are doing a good job of letting the guys play football tonight.
Third and 4 for Miami. They need to get something going on offense. Marino rifles this one for a first down to Nate Jaquette. The ball came out late. Kevin Williams on the tackle.
This one, it's one of those passes you better catch it.
Well, yeah, Dan basically said, if you don't catch this, I'll just stick it in you. That's how far and hard he throws this one. Hey, he's talking to him. Dan's saying, all right, look, that's what I want. He just rockets this thing down low. He makes the catch and does a good job of protecting it.
Brian Cox, watch this. How many guys block him? 1. Release him inside 2. And have one more guy. Bach finish him off. 3.
Marino dumps it to Avery. Sunday Night Football next week with a battle between the NFL's elite, the AFC Central leading Jacksonville Jaguars, take on Randy Moss and the Vikings. Join Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, and me right after prime time at 8:15 Eastern. ESPN and ABC, your exclusive networks for prime time NFL football. Dan Marino trying to muster the troops and move them downfield. He faces the 2nd and 6. 1 field goal on the board for Miami tonight. Avery, stutter step, stops shy of the 40-yard line.
And when you talk to the Dolphins, the one thing about Avery, and we saw it there, you see that little hesitation, that little stutter step. They'd like to see him lose that as a part of his game. They would prefer to see him just try and pound it up inside and do a little less dancing at the hole. After he takes the handoff from Dan Marino, the point of attack is off the left tackle. Instead of slide, look at that hole. Now, all you got to do is hit it. If he's there a second quicker, he's got a chance to make a play. But he dances just a little too much, and he's going to have to learn to stop it.
2 years at junior college, then 2 years at Ole Miss. Learning on the job. Draw play, Pritchett. Pritchett to midfield, first down, only the 5th carry of the year by Pritchett.
Yeah, but
nice call.
Oh, what a wonderful call to make at this point in the game. They're thinking pass, and you run this quick draw, basically, to Pritchett. Watch this. Marino goes back, hands him the ball, and look at the hole on this side.
You got to know that Bill Belichick, when you check the computers, is saying, Stanley Pritchett's back there. He's carried the ball 4 times. I don't think we'll worry about him this time.
Gets it once a month, whether he needs it or not. Avery is back in as a running back. Marino throws for Gadsden, incomplete. The crowd and the Miami sideline wanted a flag against Otis Smith, but they won't get it. Marino is hot.
Gadsden, the outside receiver, number 86. You'll see him down the bottom of your screen. That's Otis Smith on him. He tries to make a plant. There they are. I mean, it's a lot of incidental contact. I got to be honest with you. It's more a lack of footing than almost anything else than it is actually pushing and shoving.
Gadsden went down.
I thought it was a good no call.
It really was.
Of course, you're not going to get Jimmy to buy that one.
What Jimmy's saying is, look, it's only allowed contact within 5 yards.
Marino to the outside. Pritchett, and a beautiful tackle made on the corner by Jerome Henderson.
The reason that Marino was so upset, when he sees a guy go down and there's a defensive back with his hands on him, he fired the ball in there, knowing that Gadsden couldn't catch the ball.
Expecting the call,
Expecting the call.
Yeah, that's part of being a mature, great quarterback. You got to figure you're going to get that call.
Third and call it 6.
Michael, this is one of those crucial situations where the Dolphins have got to keep the drive alive with the score the way it is and the time remaining.
Here comes the blitz. Marino too high for Gadsden. Otis Smith was with him shoulder to shoulder. And Marino is steaming.
Well, Otis Smith is, I mean, he has just been playing very well tonight. Now watch this coverage on Gadsden. He is there. I mean, I really love what the officials are doing. They're letting these guys play a tremendous football game.
It must be pointed out, however, that was beyond 5 yards.
Yeah, but that ball wasn't catchable either.
Not after the contact, it wasn't. Goes into the end zone. A 45-yard punt, no return. It will come out to the 20. Emotions running high in this huge game in the AFC East.
Do you smell?
These overhead shots provided by the Southwest Airlines Aerial Cam high above Pro Player Stadium for ESPN's Sunday Night Football. Testaverde goes back to work. Keyshawn Johnson in the flat. Buckley slings him out of bounds. The Jets really getting the best of it against the Miami defense, which has been invincible at home. 14 points as opposed to 6.7 on the average. They've only given up 3 touchdowns all year, 2 tonight. The total yardage is above their average and the passing yardage way above it. And they have not taken the ball away from the Jets, something they have thrived on this season. Curtis Martin barrels straight through to the 41st down.
Michael, and that's something else that has been a big difference from the first game. The first game, the Jets only averaged 3 yards a carry. Tonight, it's 4.6.
We saw Zach Thomas at the beginning of the game make a hit. And there's a reason why we haven't been called his name. Look at Mawai on Zach Thomas. And Zach Thomas missed a tackle. Zach Thomas plays off Mawai, but watch what happens. Now he can't make the tackle because he is tied up with him.
13 carries, 66 yards for Curtis Martin. Vinny back to the air. Brady couldn't get it. Sam Madison was right there, and even though he never saw the ball, he saw Brady's hands go up and got into him.
Let me tell you how much confidence Vinny Testaverde has in Kyle Brady. You don't make this throw if you don't believe that your receiver is going to get it or not get it away. Here he is lined up in that short split again. Comes across now. Madison falls back. That's a tight end just going up to make the play. He's covered. I mean, he is covered. But Vinny has such confidence in him, he's going to throw it out there anyway.
Great play by Madison.
It sure was. Brady has gotten the ball more this year after calling for it in preseason. Martin on the toss. Cuts it back. And drilled by Trace Armstrong.
You know, when you cut back in the pursuit, you're going to get hammered.
Yeah, you're either going a long way or you're going to be picking up dirt.
Yeah, because Trace Armstrong comes from the other side.
We talked about Keyshawn Johnson having to block different people. There's number 19 on number 99. Keyshawn Johnson blocking on Jason Taylor. Now, Jason only outweighs him by about 20 yards, And that's an area where Keyshawn has really stepped his game up.
Kept his weight down this year and his stamina up. It's made him a better player. Vinny in the flat to Keyshawn, hit immediately after he made the catch by Patrick Surtain.
You know, we were talking to Keyshawn, and we were talking to him yesterday about going after the ball. Vinny has a lot of confidence in it. And here's a classic example. Keyshawn Johnson said, Vinny will throw the ball down at my feet because he knows that I will go get it. And there was a catch that he made going down to his feet.
O.J. McDuffie will go back for the punt of John Kidd. He took over the job when Brian Hansen was released in early November. And now they have the double safety back there, Buckley back as well. And Buckley will get the ball. Giving ground, trying to get to the picket line. And taken down at the 18-yard line by Corwin Brown. A 10-yard return after a punt of 44. 2:09 to go in the third quarter. The Dolphins offense yet to get it going. And they trail the Jets in a critical AFC East battle 14-3. This, of course, why this game is so important. The Jets and the Dolphins, the winner will take the lead in the AFC East. Qualify for the playoffs. If the Jets win, they would go to 5-1 in the division with 2 weeks to play. Jabbar back at running back. Marino, and again, a receiver didn't have his head around, and it's Stanley Pritchett.
We talked about mismatches where you try and get a wide receiver on a linebacker. Stanley Pritchett with Mo Lewis chasing him is not a mismatch. Mo Lewis can flat run and probably faster than Stanley Pritchett. He's got to get further up the field to give Dan a chance. It's an out and up outside, but he never really gets up the field. And there you see the ball go flying by because he's too close.
That was great coverage by Mo Lewis.
Yep. Been great coverage all night by everybody for the Jets. And New York will spend the timeout.
You know, the coverage by the Jets, like, again, Belichick puts these guys in a position to play and win. And the one thing about O.J. McDuffie, you were talking about him not really doing much today. Ray Mickens has done a tremendous job. Watch this. This is Mickens. That's just outstanding play by the defense. Okay, here's another play. Now, McDuffie actually makes a catch. But watch this one here. This is the one O.J. McDuffie complains about, but that is just outstanding coverage.
Well, the reason you can do that is because the Miami Dolphins don't have anybody to vertically challenge that secondary. So they can just jump all over those receivers and cover them for the quick slants and the short hooks and the short outs and everything that they're running at about 12 yards. That's the problem that the Dolphins have. They just can't get anybody down the field.
You saw McDuffie with only the 4 catches. Of course, Yateel Green, who was their #1 draft choice 2 years ago, the guy that was going to give them speed, has blown out a knee 2 years in a row in 3 seasons. Marino under pressure. They got him again. The sack to Jason Ferguson, the second-year man from Georgia.
So often an offensive line gets criticized for a sack, but this is a coverage sack. Dan Marino has nowhere to go with the football. It's a quick 3-step drop, but look at the coverage. Tries to go to Lamar Thomas. They just pass him off to somebody. Then outside you got Jaquette. He gets passed off to Pepper Johnson. Now O.J. McDuffie, he's going to run across the middle. He winds up getting covered by Coleman.
Superb job by the Jets defensive unit tonight. 3rd and 15. Blitz coming. Marino avoids it, throws complete. McDuffie will be caught shy of the 20-yard line. James Ferrier with the tackle.
And Victor Green continues to be a nemesis to the Miami Dolphins. He's so hard to account for as that 8th man. He plays up around the line of scrimmage. He's going to be there as a tackler, and here he comes again on the outside blitz. Ruddy just can't get out and make a block on him.
The Dolphins have punted 6 straight drives. Wilmsmeyer, beautiful kick. Dedrick Ward driven back to the 27. There's a flag down on the play. Back at the line of scrimmage. A 54-yard punt, an 8-yard return. And this one will come back. The look on Jimmy Johnson's face says it all.
I'll tell you what's amazing about this one coming back. They have the ball at the 35-yard line, which is great field position. They're going to make them kick it again, and they should.
Well, you have an opportunity for a return.
Holding. Offense prior to the kick, number 86. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, 4th down.
Let's go to Solomon Wilcott. Solomon, what do you have?
Yeah, Mike, Dan Marino's quick release makes it nearly impossible for a defense to disguise its zone coverages. So the Jets are blitzing and forcing Marino to throw the ball quickly to a predetermined hot read. By blitzing, the Jets have a better chance of intercepting the ball, and Marino has to throw the ball immediately to one specific receiver. Mike, the Dolphins have yet to make an adjustment to Bill Belichick's defensive scheme. Right now, he's turning out to be a genius.
And Solomon, not only are they forcing him to throw to one receiver, but that guy is covered. Wilmsmeyer, this time out of his own end zone. Not as long this time. Fair catch made on the Miami side of the 50 by Dedrick Ward. A kick of 40 and no return. Excellent field position for the Jets. Coming up next, Sports Center. Kenny Mayne and Dan Patrick. They'll bring you up to date on everything in sports, including the demands of Roger Clemens. And we'll talk about this game, the Jets and the Dolphins, and our conversation with Jimmy Johnson. Joe Theismann talked to him the other day. All followed by NFL Primetime. Chris Berman and Tom Jackson with all the highlights of all the day's games. And if you missed it, the Giants ended the dream of the Denver Broncos of going unbeaten.
You know, Joe, a 10-yard holding penalty on a punt cost Miami 15 yards.
Yeah, that's why they did it. If it was a 5-yard penalty, they probably would have declined it.
Curtis Martin. O'Dwyer in front. He picks up 6.
You sort of get a feel for what the Jets want to do on offense. You see the pattern having developed. They want to create mismatches with their wide receivers on the linebackers. And what they want to do is bring Kyle Brady along in motion and let that double team operate against Jason Taylor, the smallish defensive end of the Dolphins.
The Jets are going to let the clock run out on the 3rd quarter. The New York Jets have not won a divisional title since 1969. A win tonight puts them within 2 weeks of getting there. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. 14-3, Jets over the Dolphins. Outstanding teams tonight, but 2 great coaches, and they have trotted out their specialty, defense.
Well, they have, and if you take a look at what the Jets are doing, Joe's been talking about the defensive backs, what a great job they're doing. The linebackers are getting in play where Marino can't throw past them.
Well, also the offense, I think, of the Jets has done a very good job creating formation mismatches, running the football effectively enough to keep the Dolphin defense off guard, and also running the ball at smaller linemen. I mean, running the ball at Jason Taylor.
2nd and 4 for the Jets. Martin. What a tackle by Robert Jones. Came all the way from the other side of the field. The middle linebacker that Jimmy Johnson had at Miami before or at Dallas before he replaced him with Ken Norton Jr., and he brought him here.
Well, Zach Thomas was talking about Jones, saying what a great player he is. He's got good speed, and he'll hit you, and you're going to see what he was talking about. He really comes up, and watch him take this hole. Curtis Martin's thinking about cutting back. No, sir.
3rd and 5. The crowd trying to get back in it. Testaverde avoids the blitz. Corbett can't get it, just off his fingertips. Patrick Surtain, the rookie, came on the blitz, had him dead to rights, and missed it.
George Hill, the defensive coordinator, basically said, hey, look, if we're going to play our corners bump and run, we've got to go after Testaverde. We've got to make him get rid of the football as quick as you can. Surtain can't get to him, but he flushes Vinny out enough so that he can't make a good throw to Corbett.
You got to remember, Vinny is strong. 6'5", 240 pounds. The kick for McDuffie. It bounces back right in his hand. Holy cow, what a bounce.
It bounced off of one of the Jets' foot. It hit him in the foot, and the ball bounces up.
That ball was by him.
Chris Hayes is right next to him, and it bounces right up off his foot, right into O.J.'s stomach.
O.J. McDuffie, very alert.
We know they're out there.
Football is brought to you by First Union, your guide to the financial world. By GMC Sierra, for those who demand more from a truck. By Circuit City, answers in every department, low prices all over the store. And by AT&T, it's all within your reach. 14 minutes to go in the game. The Dolphins with only a field goal to show for their offense tonight. Blitz. Marino hangs in there and throws to McDuffie. Marino knew he was going to be drilled, waited till the last possible second and threw a strike.
Well, we talked about Brian Cox. We've shown you everything that he's done so far, and here he comes again. Now, Ruddy, the center, misses him. Brian Cox just goes right by Ruddy. Marino gets the ball off, and then Brian Cox hits him.
A 20-yard gain for Miami out to the 41. Avery, the running back, tries to cut back inside. He'll lose a yard. Bill Parcells has never lost when leading by more than 10 points after 3 quarters. An incredible 48-0.
I've been proud to say that I've been a part of that record. When I was with the Redskins, we helped build it up that far.
You had a lot of help, though. A lot of people around the league. He has had defense wherever he's gone. That's why he wins. He's been great at picking up veterans near the end of their career and squeezing the last 2 or 3 years of great play out of them. Marino short hops this one, intended for Troy Drayton.
And he's also had a guy by the name of Bill Belichick to coach along with him to help on that side of the ball.
There's Belichick, who himself was the head coach at Cleveland.
And I think has an opportunity to be a head coach again, not just of this football team, because you don't know how long Parcells is going to be there. But he certainly knows his stuff and knows what to do.
Well, you know he'll be there as long as he wants. And, of course, without Bill Belichick, his defensive units have struggled.
I think that's one of the keys that gets overlooked is the consistency in the assistants and the coordinators. You have to have stability there if you're going to build a program.
Marino, Jaquette over the middle, breaks the tackle. Nate Jaquette to the 32.
I was just going to say, you got to give Marino an awful lot of credit because he's only had one receiver to throw the ball to all night long, and that's O.J. McDuffie. Now he finds Nate Jaquette, a guy that's only caught one pass coming into this ball game, and he hasn't hesitated to throw to this guy.
To show you the nice job that Jaquette does, look at him extend in traffic in the middle, take the hit, and then protect the ball.
All right, Brent Smith on Cox. We showed you that battle earlier, and this time Brent Smith wins the battle.
Jaquette goes to the far side this time on first down. Marino, Thomas to the 2. He beat Marcus Coleman.
Wow. Is that a great pass?
It's not only a great pass, but it's a great job by Dan Marino looking to the left to freeze the safety, Ray Mickens. Watch how he looks. He's looking out to his left, looking, now back. Real quick, fired off to the right. Number 24 is not even in the picture because he was following Dan Marino's eyes. That's what makes Dan Marino so special.
First he hits Jaquette for 20, then Thomas for 30. Jabbar back in as the running back, and Marino has to use a timeout. 10:56 left in the game. The Dolphins down by 11 points to the New York Jets. About the only place his name isn't in the record book. In the good book.
That's a great line.
First and goal. Play action by Marino. Sack, and a flag is down as well. Pepper Johnson. And Tim Ruddy, the center, is the guy who's hanging his head.
Now, here's an interesting decision by Coach Parcells. Do you want to take the hold and move him back, or do you just take it up? Decision's made. He's going to refuse it.
Holding. Offense, number 60. Penalty is declined. Second down.
Tim Ruddy, the center. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the injured player. I think he got stuffed after the play fake.
I'm going to tell you what a great defensive call this is. Is it box 60 or Ruddy? Ruddy's grabbing Pepper Johnson, and not only does he hold him, but he doesn't stop him from getting to Marino. But the defensive call is superb, Joe. They just knew that he was going to run a play-action pass, and they never slowed down. That's the difference what you're seeing in the Jets' defense that you're not seeing with Miami's. Miami's, every time that Testaverde runs a play-action, they stop.
What's the difference of having a Curtis Martin in the backfield and somebody that you don't think is going to hurt you, whether it's an Avery or a Jabbar?
And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar very woozy coming off.
Really got caught in a traffic jam out there.
So they had first and goal inside the 2. Now it will be second and goal at the 10. And I'm not sure Kareem knows where he is right now.
Now that's that deal where they put up like 3 fingers. And he said, how many?
Thursday.
Thursday. But even, I mean, he's smiling.
Well, you guess.
Yeah.
You guess. You know, it's either 1, 2, or 3, so you got a chance.
Intended for Drayton. It's tipped away by Jerome Henderson. Great coverage by the free safety.
We have not called this guy's name all night. Tight end Troy Drayton, number 84. Now, he is playing hurt. Watch this move inside, but the coverage is absolutely great. Jerome Henderson, number 26, is right there to knock the ball away. Almost intercepts it.
Dan Marino right now will find a way, I think, to either get the ball to Jaquette on a crossing pattern or let O.J. McDuffie work himself into the middle of the field and try and work in between the linebackers for a play.
Play clock working down. Got it off in time. Marino sidearms and it's intercepted. Picked off by Victor Green. Victor Green with a huge play for the Jets defense. He goes 87 yards with his 3rd interception of the season.
Dan Marino is trying to force the ball into O.J. McDuffie. McDuffie sits down. Watch him on the left side of your screen. Victor Green's just reading his eyes. That was O.J. McDuffie he was trying to force the ball into. Dan makes a valiant effort, but he's not going to catch him. Cascadden gets out in front on Perry. There you see the throw, and there's McDuffie. Boy, Danny hasn't wished for many throws back, I'll guarantee you, but that's one he would love to have back now.
They had 3 guys on O.J. McDuffie.
A rare mistake that takes away a certain field goal that would have gotten them within 8 points. Curtis Martin back the other way to the 6 before he's cut down. And now the Jets are in gimme field goal territory.
With a guy like Vinny Testaverde, he's not the most mobile person to be able to run. But what can happen here is he does run bootlegs well. He does run play action well. And Curtis Martin you have to respect. So there's a lot of versatility in what the Jets can do offensively here.
And he almost scores on quarterback sneaks.
In some places he does.
2nd and 6. Vinny for Keyshawn, and Buckley intercepts. Buckley back the other way. What a huge turnaround. That is number 8 for Curtis Buckley.
I got to imagine Keyshawn's not jawing too much at T-Buck now. You know something? This is a good throw and a great defensive play.
A return of 62 yards. And a career-high 8 picks for Terrell Buckley. Timeout, 9:13 to go in the game. On the left after his 8th interception, Vinny picked off in the end zone. The first 98 plays of the game, no turnovers. The last 3, there had been 2. Avery outside.
I'm going to tell you, T-Buck, because that's what they call him. Take a look. Outstanding defense, but watch how fast he comes out of this end zone. And look at the guys who are in front of him. Kenny Mixon, that's 79. That's a defensive end. I mean, this is just a great run out of the end.
O.J. leading the cheers. And that last run by John Avery, 17 yards, the longest of the game for either team. Marino. Another completion to Nate Jaquette, who may be becoming one of his new best friends.
Well, coming down to 8 minutes, they won't hesitate to even take a field goal here, because if it gets to that point, because it'll put them within 8. And as everyone knows, you can go for 2 points.
Nate Jaquette came into this game with 1 catch. Tonight, he has 5 for 68 yards. And remember, he had one go through his hands at the beginning of the game that might have been a long touchdown. They pick up the blitz. Marino throwing for the end zone. Contact, that will be interference. McDuffie was cut off by Ray Mickens.
That's Gary Lane that makes the call, the side judge, number 120.
That's interference. Defense, number 24. Automatic first down.
You know, when you run the perfect pattern, Joe, and you get the defensive man in a position where he can only do one thing, and that's interfere with you. Look at O.J. McDuffie. A little out and up, and then there is, and that is pass interference.
You know, Dick Hantak's crew has been criticized this year for calling more penalties than any other crew in the NFL. I haven't seen anything that wasn't a good call tonight.
Oh, you got a former referee and Gary Lane on that team who's doing a heck of a job.
First and goal again. Avery. Boy, it looked like there was a hole there, but then he was cut down by Brian Cox.
If there's one spot where Jimmy Johnson needs to go get a player, it's a big hammer type of back to be able to pound it in.
Brian Cox, we saw him in the first half. We know what he can do. Watch Brian Cox. Look at him get himself in a position. Now he sees Avery. He will not let Avery cut back nor get back to the outside. Just fills the hole. That's outstanding defense.
The last time they were down here, they had first and goal at the 1. After a sack, they eventually threw an interception. Toss to Avery. Blockers in front. If he cut that back, he would have had a chance to do something. But the Jets strung it out to the sideline.
Well, you just wait on Stanley Pritchett, number 36. If you wait on him and let him make the block, then all you have to do, Avery, is cut back inside. He's coming in your face. Look at 36 is Pritchett. When he comes to the outside, now wait on him. He's going to block Mickens to the outside. If you let him, if you wait, you can cut back in.
That's part of the problem when you have youth at the running back. He doesn't have the patience as a running back yet.
Third and goal. They spread the field with wide receivers, 3 to the right. Blitz coming. Marino, touchdown, Eckersley would have been proud of that one from the hip.
Dan Marino has so much confidence in O.J. McDuffie. He knows he's going to get open. There he is. They wind up picking Mickens, and they wind up with the score. He just sidearms that puppy right in there and takes it away from Coleman.
Now, I don't understand this. They are going to kick the extra point. That would only close it to 4. Why not go for 2?
Well, I agree with you. Unless Jimmy thinks he's going to get the ball back at least twice. What Jimmy is thinking right now is we're going to get the ball back twice, and I'm going to have 2 opportunities.
But they still need a touchdown to go ahead. They get 2, it would have tied with a field goal.
They call him up.
The crowd here at Pro Player Stadium back to a fever pitch, as their team has closed within 4.
Is it safe to say they're back in the game again?
Yes, sir. Onside kick. The Dolphins have it. Patrick Surtain recovered.
That's why he went for the extra point. I'm telling you, Mike, I talked to Jimmy on the field before the game, and I said, last time we did one of your games in preseason, you opened the game with 3 onside kicks. Do you have one tonight? He said it's something we work on all the time and keep it available.
Man, when we did that preseason game, I'm going to tell you, Marte does this beautifully. That ball, he pops it on the top. Look at how high it is. And then Surtain goes up and does this very smart thing. It's get it at its height.
Mike Westhoff, the special teams coach. Jimmy Johnson, for having the guts to call it, is awesome. And Mike's guys executed it.
That could be the play of the year for the Miami Dolphins and Jimmy Johnson. Avery is now in at running back. 6:19 to go in the game. Dolphins still need a touchdown to take the lead. Underneath to Perry, fighting for extra yardage, gets to midfield. Jerome Henderson, the tackle.
I got to believe at this point, possibly this play, I doubt if it would be on 3rd down, but it'd be a great opportunity to try and get Jaquette down the field. He's your fastest receiver, or try and match up Avery with a linebacker and try and swing him on an out and up to try and utilize some of the speed you have out there.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, we told, his return questionable after being shaken up. Another short set for Marino. He throws out, and his tight end, Troy Drayton, continued the pattern up the field.
Troy Drayton has not been available to Dan Marino until tonight. He hasn't practiced a lot because of that broken hand. So what you wind up with is a miscommunication. Here he goes out in the flat against Mo Lewis, just glances back. Now, the way that play is designed, if you're open when you look back, I'm going to give you the ball. Troy hadn't worked a lot with Dan. You wind up with an incompletion.
3rd and 5. Jets come on the blitz. Marino to McDuffie. He is short. Looked like about a half a yard short of our ESPN Gold 1st and 10 line.
No, if you're going to kick an onside kick, you're going for it on 4th down. I don't care. You don't put yourself in this position not to go for it.
O.J. McDuffie singled up this time. Doesn't quite get far enough. Now, not only are you going to go for it, you don't really have a big back. The way they're probably going to go for it is by spreading them out and running a very similar type of play.
4th and a yard, under 5 minutes to go in a game that will decide a spot in the playoffs.
If you're the Jets, you have to press the wide receivers.
Marino throws underneath. The ball comes loose. It's incomplete. McDuffie argues the call. He said he had it.
That's a great defensive call. Don't give him a chance to get any kind of space. Jump up and press him and make Dan Marino make a great throw and make O.J. McDuffie work. That ball's down.
Yeah, but he doesn't have control of the football. The thing about it is you have to have control. Now look at O.J. McDuffie. Never has control of the ball. It's in his hand, and Mickens just stays there and swats the ball away. What a great play by Mickens.
Ray Mickens has done it all night long. He has just been in the back pocket of any receiver they send to his side. 4:44 to go. The Dolphins now have to get the ball back. Vinny with all day to throw. Dedrick Ward has a first down at the Miami 43.
Boy, enough can't be said about this New York offensive line. Elliott, Berger, Dwyer, Fabini. I mean, these guys have really stayed in there and give Testaverde all the time that he wants to throw the ball.
Against a team that has great pass rushers, Vinny has not been sacked. Another first down for the Jets. Vinny to throw again. Jason Taylor got a hand on him but couldn't hold him. And now a flag is down in the secondary.
Patrick Surtain is probably going to wind up with a penalty against Wayne Corbett.
Taylor got close but couldn't get the sack.
Holding. Defense for 23. 5 yards. First down.
Automatic first down on the holding call.
Number 23, Surtain, he's the guy that got the onside kick. Now watch him. He's just grabbing it. He is holding Wayne Corbett. Trying to take down.
Boy, if Finney can hit that pass, it may be a touchdown instead of just a 5-yard holding call. Automatic first down at the 38. Curtis Martin. Zach Thomas chases him to the sideline, and Miami came with everybody.
Curtis has got to play it a little smarter than that. It's inside 5 minutes, and he went out of bounds. If it's outside the 5 minutes, they would start the clock. Now he runs out of bounds, loses 2.
I think he got a little help from Zach.
Oh, yeah.
He was trying. I think he was trying to say it. His intentions were good.
Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Vinny on the run.
Boy, Vinny just does a really smart thing. Instead of trying to run out of bounds, he knows about trying to keep the clock running. He'll take as many yards as he can, and he just slides down inbounds.
Boy, and Jason Taylor was upset. He thought he was clipped downfield by Keyshawn Johnson.
They bring both linebackers inside. The Jet offensive line collapses it, and then Vinny just slides down, staying inbounds.
3rd and 8. Clock running. 3:48 to go. Testaverde diving for the 6. He got across our ESPN line, and I'll tell you one, Wayne Corbett got away with one. Yes. He was going toward the line of scrimmage at the snap of the ball, and they did not throw the flag.
Oh, there's no question he was in illegal motion. He comes in motion. Now, this is what they've been doing. They've been moving the receivers in motion to eliminate the presses. Now, what happens, you'll see him start. There he is. Now, he breaks down. He starts to go forward and then stops. That's a penalty. They blow that one. But now when Vinny slides, that ball should have been short of our 1st and 10 line.
Jimmy Johnson is livid.
I guarantee you, when you're a quarterback and you give yourself up, it's not where the ball winds up. It's when you go to the ground.
But if he dives, the ball's out. Loose ball. The Dolphins have it. Trace Armstrong with the recovery. Holy cow, what a break. Terrell Buckley knocked it loose. Do you believe this?
Well, we go through almost the whole game, Joe, without any turnovers. The perfect game you want to play. And then, not all of a sudden, but near the end of the game, when the tension is high, here it comes.
You turn the notch up. Watch number 27 make a play. Come from the left part of your screen. He reaches in and just continues to fight and strip the ball out. I'll tell you one thing. Terrell Buckley, when he came into this league, he was a talker and wasn't a complete corner. I believe right now he's playing to the level of a Pro Bowl football player.
They got rid of him in Green Bay because they didn't think he could cover anybody.
And he said, I'm 27 years old, I've grown up a lot, and he sure has matured as a player as well.
Well, in Green Bay, he was a gambler. He went after every interception he could get and was burned an awful lot. As you said, Joe, he's 27. He's grown up a heck of a lot. Now the Dolphins with a shot. 2:25 to go. What a turnaround. Another blitz. They tried the flanker screen to Thomas, but the Jets do a great job again. This time, Marcus Coleman makes the tackle.
I got to believe that the Dolphins are going to have to find somebody else besides O.J. McDuffie to get the ball to, at least till you get down closer to the goal line. You can't force it to O.J. They're going to have too many people around them.
Trying to get off a play before the 2-minute warning. Marino sliding in a pocket. He loses it. Picked up by Cascadden, and Chad Cascadden scores.
This is all Cascadden. He's the guy that knocks the ball down. He's the guy that picks it up.
And the secondary helps out by not giving Dan a chance to throw the football.
Here comes Cascadden. He's going to come inside and look at nobody blocks him. Marino goes, he sees him goes by, and then he steps up. Ernie Logan also gets a hit, but Cascadden stays with it, picks up the ball, gets a touchdown.
In the first 3 quarters of this game, we did not have a turnover. We have had 4 in the 4th quarter, and Chad Cascadden with the biggest play of his 4-year career, a 22-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Hall with the point after. How many ups and downs have we had on back-to-back plays? The Jets take a 21-10 lead, and Bill Parcells' defense has done it again. 1-10, you can read the dejection on the face of the future Hall of Famer and the delight on the face of Chad Cascadden. Avery will bring it up. They need a big return, and he won't get it. With us tonight, the Southwest Airlines Aerial Cam, high above Pro Player Stadium for ESPN's Sunday Night Football. It has been a beauty, and what a 4th quarter we have had at this gorgeous facility in South Florida.
Well, they leave in a hurry here, don't they?
It's going to be a little tough to make this up.
Well, I think that one took the starch out of them.
You know what's interesting, Mike, is the Dolphins changed their the Jets changed their uniforms to go into the playoffs. Last year, the Broncos did it. They won the Super Bowl. And the Bucs did it last year and went to the playoffs. Maybe it's uniforms that make a difference.
We may see 27 new uniforms next year. Marino facing a desperate situation. Throws to McDuffie, and he got out of bounds to stop the clock at the 32. If the Jets hold on and win this game, they will take over first place in the AFC East. They will go to 10-4. And they will be 5-1 in the division. A win next Saturday against Buffalo would give them their first division title since 1969. A win tonight also qualifies them for the playoffs.
And that's in Buffalo.
And that ought to be a war, too.
Well, and the Jets are the one team that beat Buffalo convincingly.
Marino under pressure again. Throws incomplete. Otis Smith nearly picked that one off. Bill Parcells has made a brilliant career out of taking downtrodden franchises and within 2 years making them winners, getting them in the playoffs, and within 4 years he's had them in the Super Bowl. He's ahead of schedule with this club.
He has a formula.
The 4 years before he got to New York, 18 and 46, he had to pick up the pieces of the Rich Kotite disaster, and he has turned them around. Marino over the middle and a strike to Perry, who takes a shot as he got to the 45.
Mike, Bill has a way of doing things. He has a formula, he has a pattern, he has a system. And he could take it darn near anywhere and make it work.
And once he gets his people in place, his coaching staff, his kind of players, this is the result. Marino hit as he throws. Almost picked off again. Marcus Coleman with excellent coverage, and Mo Lewis laid the lumber to Marino.
I'm going to tell you, Dan Marino tonight has taken a beating. Mo Lewis, we really haven't been calling his name much. He's had great coverage. I think he's been waiting all night to take a shot at Marino. Look at this.
They put him down gently.
Well, yeah, it's the initial hit that hurts.
And Coleman goes up to try and make a play, and Jaquette strips him from it.
1:03 to go. The Dolphins down by 11. They need a score and then an onside kick. They've already recovered one. Marino throws for Gadsden, and he hangs out and can't get it. Boy, the secondary for the Jets has just been sensational, as well as their offensive line.
And it's just like the first game was. The first game, the secondary did not allow, or allowed very little room for Dan to be able to throw the football to the receivers. It's almost a carbon copy of what we saw in the secondary the first time these two teams played.
3rd and 10 for Marino. Guns it over the middle for McDuffie, and right there was Ray Mickens.
Boy, that was another outstanding play by Mickens.
You know, one of the saddest things is Vinny Testaverde's dad, Al, has not been able to watch him play a game since 1989 because of a serious heart condition. He sees the tapes the next day. He knows if he watches a game live, it could kill him.
He may not be there at the end of the line.
And he said it's the longest 3 hours he can ever spend. It's like 3 days. But when he sees this tomorrow, boy, is he going to be proud of his son again. 4th and 10. Last gasp for Miami. Marino with the out to McDuffie. And he's got the first down.
We showed you that early battle of O.J. McDuffie and Ray Mickens, and this has been going on all night long. Here we go again. Mickens. You can catch that ball if you want, as long as you don't go deep.
They can't. That's been the problem. They've not been able to go down the field and really stretch this defense to try and get the defensive backs off the receiver.
Marino has thrown a season-high 51 passes. The running game has been non-existent. Marino has to step up in the pocket, throws, and incomplete as McDuffie tried to go down to the turf to pick it off.
You know, and Marino, when you say can't go deep, Joe, he's thrown for almost 300 yards. I mean, but again,
but if you throw 50 passes and you throw for 300 yards, even if you complete, 30, it doesn't matter. The thing you need is you need a 60-yarder, like for example, Vinny had the 52-yarder to Corbett. You need those big plays to do two things. Number one, get you big scores, and secondly, stretch the defensive secondary.
Jimmy Johnson must get a big back, as you pointed out earlier, through the draft or free agency, and he needs a speed receiver, someone who can go downfield and be a deep threat. Marino underneath. Parmalee skates to the 15. The clock is running. And now the Dolphins will use a timeout to stop it with 31 seconds to go. They have one left, down by 11. Short end of a 21-10 score. They need a miracle. A score, an onside kick, and another score to tie. The Jets would go to 5-1, 10-4 overall. They would take the lead in the AFC East. They would qualify for the playoffs and be within a win next week in Buffalo of winning their first division title since 1969.
And Bill Parcells did something this week unusual. For the first time, he did not have his players in pads. He wanted them to have the energy for this stretch run, and it certainly has paid off.
Marino for the end zone, incomplete. You cannot say enough about the coverage of the Jets secondary. They have been absolutely brilliant.
This time Scott Frost winds up getting into play along with Coleman. Gadsden goes down. Otis Smith plays back, and you'll see number 47 come in and leave a pop. That's Scott Frost.
That's the former Nebraska quarterback who's being converted to a safety by Bill Belichick. 26 seconds to go in the game. Marino to McDuffie. He'll get out of bounds right at the sticks. 20 seconds to go.
Actually, O.J. McDuffie gets almost 2 yards beyond the sticks.
I think the defenders were waiting for him to run out of bounds. Instead, he turned it upfield a little bit.
Am I looking at 11 catches for McDuffie?
Correct, 104 yards.
Dan thrown 55 of them. And actually, he's caught 11, but I'll bet you 25 have been thrown at him.
20 seconds to go. McDuffie looks exhausted. Marino looks, throws incomplete. Double coverage on Gadsden, and Scott Frost was the guy who got a hand in there. Also over there was Victor Green, the strong safety. If they hold on to win, Bill Parcells will be 49-0 when leading by 10 points or more than 10 points after 3 quarters. That is a remarkable record. It shows you what a defense he has that people can't come back on.
He's just a terrific football coach. Like I said, he has a formula, and he can take it anywhere, and it will work.
Marino. Gadsden came back out of the end zone and doesn't get back in. The clock is running. Otis Smith made the tackle. Now the Dolphins stop it with 4 seconds to go.
Up top left, Otis Smith on Gadsden, a little bit of bumping. He gets into the end zone, not quite far enough. The ball, he may be in the end zone, but he has to come back out to make the reception, which means that it is not a touchdown. There you see the ball has not crossed the line. It's a good job by the head linesman, being in great position to make that call.
And what a terrific job again by the Jets secondary.
You know, you're sitting here, we're talking about Parcells and what he has done with his football teams. And for those of you that have never met him, all you have to do is sit in the room with him when you talk to him and ask him about his team and what's going to happen the next day on Sunday. You will understand why this man has been so successful.
He has a presence, and he will get on his players, sometimes unmercifully. There's Brian Cox. This week, he left a gasoline can in front of Brian Cox's locker, half filled with water, telling Brian Cox, I think you're running out of gas late in the season, and Cox just laughed. They put 2 seconds back on the clock, 6 seconds to go. They run a draw, and it's a touchdown. Stanley Pritchett gets in with 3 seconds to go.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, old Corwin Brown, number 44, he made him earn it. He just made him earn it. Watch this. It's a running play. Watch number 44. There's a shot.
They have some guys who are going to lay the wood to you.
There it is. When you see a guy's neck snap back, you know you've been hit.
Now the Dolphins will have to go for 2.
And then what?
Onside kick. And hope the clock doesn't start. Marino throws incomplete. Otis Smith on the coverage again. On the onside kick, the clock will not start until an offensive player touches it after it's gone 10 yards. This fourth quarter was amazing. The number of big plays and momentum changes. Marino throws an interception at the goal line. Testaverde turns around and throws one to Buckley in the end zone. Then an onside kick recovered by Patrick Surtain of the Dolphins. Then Buckley forces a fumble. The Dolphins get it right back. Then Marino is stripped and Cascadden scores. That was just the fourth quarter.
Catch your breath, Michael.
Thank you.
If anyone went to bed after 3/4 of this football game tonight, they're crazy.
They missed a heck of a football
They really did. You missed a great, I mean, if you just looked at the fourth quarter, it was a great football game.
And we will have another great game next Sunday night. Jacksonville at Minnesota.
Who will play quarterback for Jacksonville?
I'm not available.
We know who's going to be catching passes for the Minnesota Vikings. That 84, that rookie guy.
Well,
Randy Moss, he has more talent as a wide receiver than any rookie I have ever seen.
And probably almost any receiver that I have ever seen.
Wilmsmeyer, who did a brilliant job on the last onside kick, will have to do it again. Excuse me, Olindo Mate. There's Crabette on the hands team. And the Jets have it. The clock will stop with 1 second to go. Leon Johnson went up and got it. And Jimmy Johnson's bid to take the lead in the AFC East comes up 5 points short. The Dolphins will have to play Denver and Atlanta. Only 3 coaches in the history of the NFL have taken 3 different teams to the playoffs. Chuck Knox, Dan Reeves, and now Bill Parcells, as his Jets have qualified for the playoffs. A win next week in Buffalo, they win the AFC East. It was everything we had expected it would be.
And more.
Our final score from Miami. The New York Jets 21, the Miami Dolphins 16. Coming up next, Sports Center. Kenny Mayne and Dan Patrick with the complete wrap-up of the day in sports. For Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, Solomon Wilcox, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Good night from Miami. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.